What's going on, everybody? So, we got WWE 2K25 hands-on preview IGN first. This is from IGN. So, I guess they're going to get into some details that I probably don't know about the game. I am very interested in it because of the fact that it's going to have the city-like thing called the island for WWE 2K, similar to what they do in NBA 2K. So let's see.
Final boss mode. Engage.
So that you don't get me for
Ever since its successful 2022 reinvention, 2K's popular WWE series has continually made a host of smart improvements in an attempt to not only build upon its winning formula, but to also justify its annual releases. WWE 2K25 certainly promises a new batch of iterations, including a brand new online interactive world called The Island, a revamp of its story, general manager and universe mode, a new hardcore match type called Bloodline Rules, and several more. However, I can't say if all these new additions will elevate 2K25 above its predecessor because, unfortunately, I didn't get to sample any of them at the recent preview event. Instead of sampling what I imagined to be this year's most significant alterations, my time with 2K25 was largely focused on the mostly unchanged core gameplay and this year's adjusted showcase mode, which focuses on the Bloodline stable of wrestlers. But while I was locked out of most of this year's new ideas, I did appreciate some small but significant alterations. And they're enough that I'm confident that WWE 2K25 will be another successful evolution of the series and most likely worth any wrestling fan's time.
A superstar with every ingredient to be a megastar. Yeah.
WWE 2K25 Showcase Mode focuses on the history of the Anoa'i family, headlined by its most recent stars Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. But it also celebrates previous generations like the Wild Samoans, Yokozuna, and, most famously, The Rock. The mode now includes 3 types of matches, ones where you recreate history, others where you create history, and most interestingly for me, matches where you alter history. I got to experience all 3 types in the shape of recreating Nia Jax's Queen of the Ring victory from 2024, creating a dream Wild Samoans vs the Dudley Boys match, and altering the history of the iconic Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins bout from the Royal Rumble in 2022. All 3 offered their own style of fun and unique perspective for any hardcore WWE fan, and it's an improvement on last year's showcase mode. But that's not to say there aren't still some small issues. The showcase mode in last year's WWE 2K24, much like the one in WWE 2K23 before it, was hampered by an over-reliance on switching to real-life footage that ran for multiple minutes at a time, a system that developer Visual Concepts dubbed Slingshot. As I pointed out in my preview for WWE 2K23, I found myself wanting to be back in the action and create these moments myself, not just watching clips of footage that are already burned into my brain. 2 years later, I'm happy to confirm that although the issue is not completely solved, progress has been made. The cut to real-life footage is now gone, as is the over-reliance on taking you away from the action, at least as far as I experienced in the hands-on session. Key moments are now recreated in-engine through animation, providing a less jarring experience and a level of satisfaction from seeing iconic moments realized in the game's mostly gorgeous graphics. These sequences also seem significantly shorter, meaning less time away from controlling the action.
Whoa, that was interesting.
That's not to say that all my prior gripes with staying in control have been addressed though. During the conclusion of my Nia Jax match, rather than staying in the ring, I was forced to embody a bystander during the 1, 2, 3. Ideally, I'd like more control during these important moments. I want to relive them with my own gameplay decisions, not merely observe as a passive bystander.
Good night, Annihilator!
Elsewhere, 2K25 makes minor improvements to other rough edges. Previous showcase modes relied heavily on a checklist system, requiring you to complete often rudimentary maneuvers to trigger the match's live action sequences. A common complaint is that this approach makes a match feel less like dynamic gameplay and more like a to-do list. This system is back, which no doubt will prove contentious once again, but it has been slightly refined for WWE 2K25, with the added optional objectives on a timer. You're rewarded for completing these actions actions with cosmetics, but most importantly, you're not punished for failing them as you were in previous entries. It's a vital baby step in the right direction. The standout addition to Showcase Mode, though, is without doubt the aforementioned ability to change the conclusion of certain historic matches. Where Roman Reigns once lost by disqualification to Seth Rollins, you can now experience how things could have played out should Roman have altered his temperament in the final moments. It's a fresh experience for hardcore fans of WWE, and I'm very excited to see what happens in the other unannounced change matches.
And Reigns breaks the hold here. Roman breaks the hold, and this match continues.
It just shows you how locked in Roman Reigns is to winning this match.
While there are notable changes in modes and match types, the core gameplay essence of WWE 2K25 is basically the same as before, with some minor tweaks. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I was already happy with the grappling action in 2K24, so I largely believe that it's a smart decision to stick with the proven, successful formula. There are, however, a few interesting additions and returns. WWE 2K25 sees the long-requested revival of chain wrestling, a gameplay sequence that was sacrificed with WWE 2K22's huge engine revamp. During the opening moments of a bout, instigating a grapple will now force players into a minigame that allows you to gain the upper hand. After locking up, you can choose to drive, wrench, attack, and ultimately reposition your opponent into a spot that's advantageous for you. Like the trading blows mechanic introduced last year, chain wrestling adds another staple of WWE action, taking another vital step towards accurately recreating what fans see on TV every week. Also making a return is a submission system, a minigame in which you must either avoid or match your opponent's colour block on a wheel. While it has an overwhelming UI presentation, it quickly becomes second nature, and I'm glad to see it return. But if you're less excited by its reappearance, it can fortunately be disabled in the options. The same goes for chain wrestling and other quick time event moments. They're all optional.
Trying to fight it. Anything to not give up.
Without a doubt, my favourite gameplay feature from WWE 2K24 also makes its triumphant return: throwing of weapons.
Oh, didn't see that one coming.
Not only has the roster of weapons been improved, but the backstage brawls have now expanded into new environments that are perfect for weapon tossing. The best location I experienced in the demo was the WWE archives, which not only allow you to toss apples, footballs, and megaphones, but also drops you into a WWE fan's dream environment, littered with history and Easter eggs galore. Oh, and you can also fight on top of a giant WrestleMania sign and everyone's favourite giant fist from the SmackDown days of yore.
From the top. Oh, I don't see them getting up after that.
As to be expected, much like in real life, the ring area is now covered in Prime sponsorship. Say what you will about that, but it does allow you to use the Prime Hydration Station's giant bottle as a weapon. For my money, wrapping a bottle of Logan Paul's luminous juice around your opponent's head certainly feels like the best use of the egregious electrolytes. Oh, and I also managed to find another worthwhile use of the giant Prime bottle.
That was a hell of a maneuver there, guys. Jay looking a little less than main event after that one.
Yeah, Jay delivering the pain.
Perhaps the most notable gameplay alteration this year, though, is the long overdue intergender gameplay. For the first time in a 2K WWE game, you're able to pit the men against the women in a match of your choosing. This, along with the largest roster ever, with 300 plus wrestlers to choose from, finally opens the door to a whole host of matchups that previously weren't available. Lastly, although the demo build featured a limited amount of new updates to explore, I did get some hands-on time with the brand new match type called Underground. It's a ropeless variation of an exhibition match that puts you in a Fight Club-like setting with lumberjacks around the ring. This is something that's completely brand new for the series and something I can share more about later this week as part of our exclusive IGN First content.
The following is an underground match.
WWE 2K25 continues the recent tradition of the series, layering new features on top of existing and robust fundamentals. Nothing right now feels particularly revolutionary, as the formula feels largely consistent with last year's offering, just with some small but smart tweaks. Time will tell if the advertised big sweeping changes and new modes that I didn't get to see will truly make this edition stand out from its peers. But from my brief experience, it's hard to say that this is anything but a very incremental step for an already well-realized series. And if you're interested in finding out more about WWE 2K25, be sure to stick with IGN all this month for our IGN First Look coverage, and in the meantime, be sure to check out the full entrance video for this year's Royal Rumble winner, main event, Jey Uso.
Well, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I am kind of disappointed. I was hoping that we would get something, some type of preview into the city or the island mode, but besides talking about it in passing, he really didn't say much. I don't know. I mean, it looks good. They mostly showed off the intergender matches and a couple of new match type, but the real big thing is I want to know how that's the island mode is gonna work. Like if that's gonna be incorporated into the My Rise. Like is the My Rise now in the islands like just one the same like how it is in 2K where you could play your My Career and go right into the city. You know, in W2K, I mean in 2K25, NBA 2K25. Like I want to know if it's similar to that. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoy my reactions to this, you know what to do. You hit this button right here for more of my season 3 reactions. And if you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all those great things because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I need you guys' help to do so. And as always, he ain't one of the videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got more. Peace, 2 fingers.